my mom in 2015, and my dad has always been there for me. I didn't fight disability alone. Baba has always been there.
Hello, welcome to the Auschidys Trash Show, where we discuss matters disability, matters disability inclusion. I'm your host, Maureen Kaveke, and today we are in county number 016, Machakos County, at A&M Hotel, an amazing, amazing place. Today we have a special guest, an amazing, wonderful, beautiful, I mean a beautiful, all smiling guest. But before I introduce her, allow me to ask the founder of Auschidys Trust, Mr. Martin Kilavi. By now, he is not new to you, but I'll ask him to say hello to you. Mr. Martin Kilavi.
Hello, our viewers. I hope you're having a nice one. We're happy to be here, Maureen. Thank you for hosting us today. And thank you for the amazing guest that you brought on board. I can't wait to hear from her.
Oh,
I
sure.
can't wait to hear a story.
Yes. And so, viewers, as I just said, today we have this beautiful, beautiful young lady. She has an amazing, amazing story. How I met her is a story for another day, but it's just another, it's a wonderful thing. And the first thing I noticed when I met Ninah was her smile. She has a great, beautiful smile.
Oh yeah. Oh
And the
yeah.
confidence. And then she's just, the happiness, the joy around her. And I got interested. Man, this girl, she's here to tell us our story. And so let us hear from her.
Yeah, so my name is Naiyoma. I'm a girl from Narok, Masai Samburu. I come from a family of two. We are two daughters of one father.
Okay.
And yeah, I was born like this, and I've been able to differently ever since.
Wow. And how was your life growing up as a child?
My life was just normal. I grew up like any other kid. My parents never made me feel awkward or different from the rest. They
Okay.
never hid me in the house.
Okay.
So they always took me out,
Yes.
and I just grew. I guess that's where I got my courage from, because everywhere I went, I received so much love. And from there, I was a kid, so neatly, you're growing up with the mentality like, I'm a kid and I'm receiving so much love. Where is that? So I got the courage.
Okay. Did you grow up from an estate, or where you grew up from? Were there other children?
Yeah, I grew up in a village. Narok, you can't say it was that developed by then.
Okay.
Because you will find a house here,
Yes.
a few steps away, there's another house,
Yes.
and so. So I grew up in a village. That's a village.
Okay. How was the relationship between you and the other children?
It was normal. I never noticed my condition.
What about them, the other children?
They didn't, because we just grew up together. So they used to know, like, she's just special. She's like a princess. That's why we are always around her. And
Yes.
then the parents of around the place were so loving. So they were like,
Oh, that's
you
nice.
know, you should treat her right, because anything she asks for, you just take it to her,
Yes.
And so on and so on. So I knew I was a princess.
Check a sim. Oh, that sounds nice. That sounds nice. So you can I help you? Thank you. So you mean the community in Narok accepted you as part of them? Wow. So they allowed you to play with their children?
So much. Actually, I can count how many times I had planted my face. Because the moment I thought out, someone would be there like, I want to take her,
That's
And I'll
nice.
go there and
That's
come
nice.
back later on.
That's nice.
Yeah.
How was it with your siblings? I met Faith.
Yeah.
I met Faith before.
So there's Faith and my older sister.
Okay.
We fought a lot, as girls in the same house.
Okay.
We still do actually, but we know right now we are matured, so we don't fight. We just, the way girls do, You argue for a little moment, then the next moment you love each other, you don't want to see the other one in trouble.
Yes.
That's our normal routine.
So they see Ninah, the sister, not disability.
Nope.
Wow. I love that.
Actually, I think I'm the toughest. More than them.
You're kidding me.
I'm serious.
Well, that's nice. Maureen, how do you like that?
Oh, Ninah's story is a beautiful one. I told you.
And the family as well.
I told you.
The family, your son family as well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So supportive. So Ninah, growing up, how was your social life? And by social life, I mean, I'm always talking about the social space. You know, we're talking about the churches, how the church has been able to receive you. How about the shopping malls? How about the recreation centers like hotels like this one? How have you treated you? How do you find? How was your social life?
So, as I said earlier, in Narok it was a development time.
Yes.
So, since my parents did not lock me in,
Yes.
they used to take me out and everything. I guess people saw that, and you find that in Narok most buildings have ramps
Wow.
and everything because they grew up seeing people going out, you know. So I'd go to a place today, they discover, okay, it's a small building, but we'll have to enlarge it because it's a growing town. But we saw that Sagato came here with a wheelchair, she was not able to enter. And so when they build the new building, they make a ramp.
Wow.
You see? So, and the church I grew up in, okay, I went to the church where it was so new. They had not constructed anything yet. The pastor saw me, the way I sing and everything, you know.
Oh, and by the way, you're a good
Yeah.
singer.
So he just grew fond of me. And he made sure that everything in that church, including the stage, it had drums everywhere when they built the church. So I was able to go up there. I could sing. I could go down the church. I could go outside the church. I actually opened the church when they built the church.
So you know every member of the church rather.
Yeah.
The whole
Actually,
church
when you go
community.
to the church, they
What
have
country?
the thing that's written. What do you call it then? The church was built when it was opened by. You'll see my name.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Wonderful.
Yes, that's cool. That's cool.
So have you, and congratulations to Narok for being so inclusive. Remember in this show, we emphasize on disability inclusion.
Yes.
So thumbs up.
And
Narok.
equity.
And equity. So Narok County, we are so proud of you. Ninah is so proud of you. We are so proud of you as Auschidys.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Narok.
Yes. And this is a
County.
call to the rest of the counties.
Yes.
We are asking and emphasizing on
Inclusivity.
Yes, inclusivity.
Yes.
And so Ninah, what about other towns? You've talked about Narok, and for Narok it's a success story.
Yeah.
What about other towns? Even where we are right now, you know,
Yeah.
Machakos County, Nairobi, wherever.
So I've been to Nairobi.
Yes.
I started in Nairobi for some time. And in Nairobi, you know, it's our city, so most places are developed and others are not. And you can't blame that so much because of the congestion in Nairobi. So I guess some things you just have to cope with. But it's my prayer and I'm hoping that in the near future that everywhere I'll be able to go to and I'll not need help, you know, I'll be able to access all the necessities. Right now we are in Machakos. I can't complain so far. Like in the building you're in, it's so accommodative, the ANL. In town too, but there's a few buildings with staircases and everything, but it's accommodative so far.
Let me ask, Ninah, you as a person, allow me to say this, I know you don't love it, who is disabled. I'm using that word for communicative purposes. And you as a youth, as a young person, full of energy, how do you feel when you go to a place and you find that it's not accessible? I would want you to tell us from a point of experience. You tell our viewers, how do you feel when you want to access a place and there are no ramps? How do you feel?
Obviously, it's devastating because I'm human,
Yes.
and you know, I'll also be curious. I'd want to know what's up there. If it's a staircases, I want to know what's up there.
So you feel blocked.
I feel blocked.
Do you feel segregated?
Yeah.
You feel segregated.
So much.
So you can put up a call that everyone should make it inclusive, accessible.
Yeah. If not ramps, lifts. If not lifts, ramps. But I prefer ramps because where there's no electricity, you can't access lifts. And when the lights go off, I can't go down, if I'm up there. So I prefer ramps.
And again, Mr. Martin,
yes.
sorry for that. And again, Mr. Martin, her being a girl, and a beautiful girl for that matter, she needs this space to be able to move around, to do her shopping.
Yes.
You see, she likes looking nice.
Yeah.
Yes, she's always looking very, very, very nice, very sharp. So, of course, she wants to go to these shopping malls and shop for herself, buy the makeup for herself.
Yes.
Isn't it, Rina?
Yeah.
Yes, and it's very important to have that, especially in our shopping malls.
Yes.
Yes.
So going back, there's something that you said about you growing up, and it kind of touched me, and I remembered something. I'm going to ask you a question, because I want our viewers also to understand, those who are blessed with children like who are able different like you. I find most of us may be locking our children out, unlike your parents, they took you out. Can you tell us the difference? What do you advocate for? Should they let them out or continue locking them? Because you've gone through that journey.
We should definitely be let out.
You get exposed.
Yes. Because the more you get exposed, the more you know how to tackle the challenges. If they keep you in there and your parents, God forbid, but your parents won't live with you forever. So if they go and you are now left to face the world that you were not exposed to, you can't be able to tackle it. And that leads to depression. You see?
Yes.
Because I can't give you salt and tell you to eat it.
Yes.
And you are growing up, obviously, I thought salt is for food.
Yes.
And it's not for large quantities.
Yes. Yes.
I can't tell you to eat it and you start eating it because it's not normal. See? And you'll be devastated, obviously.
Nevertheless, I think, I agree with what you're saying. But I also feel that, Ninah, people like you are so vulnerable. And we've had cases where people who are able or living with special needs being abused by people from the community. So that makes you vulnerable. So I also think the caregivers, even the parents, in as much as you guys need to be let out, you also need to be escorted and accompanied by you. Because Ninah, if we took you to Machakos town and the rains come, who will help you? Who will help you?
That's why I'm telling you, if you don't expose me to the rain,
yes,
I'll not know how to handle the rain.
I love that. I love that. Take a sip of this.
I was exposed to the rain, and I know how to handle the rain.
Oh, you know how to maneuver now.
Yeah.
I didn't see it that way. That's cool. That's cool. Wow. Wow.
So, Ninah, I wanted to ask you this. Growing up, did you go to special schools or you went to regular schools?
Now that's a funny story. Because I was taken to a normal school, and I was a very bright kid. So my dad was like, since she's doing this good and she's in a normal school, what if we take her to a special school? They took me to a special school, and it was a boarding school in Sondu. I remember very well in Sondu. I stayed there for a week, and I got depressed because it was a new environment. I was used to the normal people. I was used to being the only one, odd one out.
In your condition.
Yeah. So going to that place, it made me feel tired. I was actually so tired because waking up every day and see, you will meet people with worse conditions than you. And me being a girl and being a girl with a soft spot in heart, so every time I saw someone in a worse condition than mine, I'd be there like, no, I want him to be better than me, and it's not possible for me to make them better. So it got into me so much. They had to make a call to my parents. She needs to be in a normal school.
Yeah, because it traumatized you.
Yeah, it traumatized.
Oh my goodness. And how did you find the regular schools and the special schools? So for you, it was better to be in a regular school, right? Because you want to see these people,
Yeah,
in their
and
conditions.
I love challenges. That's me.
Wow.
So me seeing you walking right now or doing something, it will motivate me. And when I go home, I'll be like, Mom, I saw Fulani washing clothes. Can I try that? So she'll teach me, and if it's not possible, she'll let me see that for myself. So that I'll be like, okay, I've tried, but I'm not capable. I don't want it anymore,
I know.
Yeah.
So here it's an issue of iron sharpens iron. I think so.
Yeah.
It's an issue of iron. And I totally agree with you. Because I've seen and I've heard cases where persons living with special needs are taken to special schools and they tend to go down than where they were before, right?
Retrogression?
Retrogression. But at the same time, we must also appreciate special schools because there are those who can only go to
special school.
Now that brings us to the other question. I think that there is need. You tell us. There is need for early intervention. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Early intervention and something called assessment.
Yeah, because obviously I was exposed to the normal life at home.
Yes.
But if they took me to a special school at an early age, I would have gotten used to that.
Yes.
And I would have gotten used to the both lives because I'd know when I go to school, I'd see the special kids. And when I go home, I'd meet with the normal people,
Yes.
So as much as it affected me, special schools are so much good because one thing you can't find therapy in a normal school.
Exactly.
One thing you can't find a working parent with a disabled kid working and the same time taking a kid to a normal school. You see?
Yes.
So a special school, you take a kid there and you know he or she is safe. So I'd very much emphasize on special schools and emphasize the parents to expose their children to special schools at an early age.
Okay. For corrective purposes.
Yeah.
So viewers, allow us to go for a short commercial break. Remember, this is the Auschidys Trash Show. See you right back.
At the end, all with Auschidys Trust, they brought me here for Jamhuri, and so far so good. The place is wheelchair conducive and disability approved. I'm so happy. Yay!
Viewers, welcome back to the show. Remember, this is the Auschidys Trash Show, and we are at the hotel. Let's get back. Oh, welcome back, Ninah and Martin.
Thank you.
Where are we?
Ninah was giving us a story. Yes.
Okay. So, Ninah, growing up as a girl who is able differently, what are some of the challenges that you have encountered so far?
Growing up as a girl, disabled differently, I've encountered so many challenges. So, at times, you attend school, yes. As girls, we receive our salary every month.
Oh, yes.
So, when you go to access the toilets, they're not that much accessible. And with a girl walking around with your paycheck showing off, it's not. So that's one of the challenges. I'd really recommend for people to have huge toilets.
Wow. Spacious.
Spacious.
Accommodating. With the rugs and all.
Yeah.
Wow.
And maybe the sanitary towels.
Yeah. Sanitary towels actually should be given. That's what actually I guess we'll come back to that later on.
Yes.
But me personally, I'm in an organization that will give out sanitary towels and food to children homes. So every end month, we know like whatever I have to give like 50% of it to the organization. And every cent is accounted for. The math is done there, so everyone can see.
Awesome.
And we have gone so far to 23 counties.
Wow.
Yeah. And our aim was to go to 47, all of the 47 in 1 year.
Yes.
But due to the COVID and everything, it ruined our plans. But we tried so much, and we managed to go to 23 of them.
When you say we, who are you?
It's an organization known as Sony in Action. You can find it in social media.
Yes.
The founder is a young girl.
Yes.
She's actually my age, if I'm not wrong. She's in her 20s.
Okay.
Yeah, and the group is for people under the age of 30. And we managed to do that. Everyone is either a student and working part-time. So that's what we do. You give the little you have, from as little as 10 shillings. You do that every day. You give out 10 shillings.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
when I go out there to buy my supper and I remain with 10 shillings, I put it in my M-Pesa and send it to the people.
Yes.
You send the confirmation message to the group
Yes.
so that everyone can see you did that.
Yes.
And the money is accounted for.
Wonderful.
You actually sent me such
Yeah,
message.
I sent you.
Yes, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Yes, such a worthy cause.
Mm.
And before we go off our topic, we were talking about the challenges that you've encountered, and we've talked about the painting red, painting our cities red, and of course, we don't want anyone to know that people are painting the city red, right?
Yes.
So, for I don't know, Mr. Martin, who can we call upon, to ensure that people like Ninah can access these spacious washrooms, because they're talking about dignity. They need
Respect.
dignity,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a very good question. And I will choose to answer it, so, Maureen, that I feel this is more of a societal problem. It's a societal responsibility, because we have private stakeholders who are coming up with buildings, malls, hotels, stuff like that. And we have authorities that guide and govern buildings. So, and I still feel that it's a requirement that the government has put, that every building must be compliant, disability friendly, and usable.
Yeah.
So I think it's something that all of us, the government and also the citizens, and any developer needs to put in their mind, even when we are doing our homes. Because now, today we met Ninah. We are friends. Ninah, you'll be visiting us. And so we need to have a room for you to access our living room, right? So I think to answer that, I think it's a common responsibility that all citizens need to awaken to. And,
Because Mr. Martin, I can tell you, and I'm sure you do not know this because you will never experience it.
yes.
But Ninah knows what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Receiving that salary at the end of every month
Yes.
as a woman
Yes.
is a task, not an easy one. So I can imagine
Yes.
if for a normal person, what we call a normal person, if for a normal person, it's not that easy. You need a clean place, you need so much
Access to water.
access to clean to water, running water if possible,
Yes.
clean environment, conducive environment.
Yes.
What about people like Ninah? Such a point. It's such a strong point.
And I think then, I think also the government needs to come in fully, both the county governments and the national government, and maybe the Ministry of Health. And it's good you say that I don't have an experience in that, which is true, but I can visualize it. Okay, and I know it can.
Yeah, of course, bringing up a teenage girl.
Got a
you
teenage
have
girl.
some idea.
Sarah, so I know what it is, maybe.
Yeah.
And I feel, Maureen, I feel this is where respect and dignity comes in.
Yeah.
And I would push, even the government should have a policy and supply girls. It doesn't matter whether they are able differently or not, but equip the public washrooms with sanitary towels and these amenities that would cushion and make the girl child comfortable. And thank you for what you say that you're doing with your organization. I'm also going to put something in to support that. And I think it's a common, it should be a common responsibility for every citizen to start looking at it that way.
Yeah, any other challenge? Probably the more pronounced ones, because I'm sure maybe there are so many, but we can only talk about the more pronounced challenges.
That's the main one, and that's what has happened to me.
Yes.
And you know, as I usually say, the human spirit is not something that should be lowered.
Sure.
And you know, the moment you face something like that, you feel like your disability is lowering your human spirit.
Yes.
And you know, it's not supposed to do that.
Yes.
You know, your spirit is something that should always be high, because if it's high, you'll be happy. You'll be smiling, every time. So it should, you know, you should never be made to feel like your disability is lowering your
dignity.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a very strong point.
Yeah. In that line, what can I say? Allow me to ask you, please. And of course, your guess is as good as mine, all right?
Okay.
I'm sure you know where I'm going, probably.
Shoot.
Yes, please let me shoot this one. It's a powerful one. Being a beautiful girl as you are. So, is there someone, or rather, are you dating? Have you ever dated? How is the dating life for a girl who is
Interesting.
For a girl who is
hear.
able differently, like how is it? No, I'm just curious, and I've always been curious. How is it?
So I get to be asked this question normally because I'm always wearing this, and people end up
Gold,
but
silver,
I don't take this off, so people end up thinking I'm engaged or something. There was this point, even my dad asked me, "Mom, you never take this off. Is there someone that I don't know?" So I was like, not really, but to be honest, I don't feel like my disability has blocked me from seeing people. And it's not a challenge, because I personally believe if someone loves you, he or she will take you as
They
you
will
are.
have you for real.
Yeah.
For who you
So,
are.
and if they don't, then you should just show them the door. Don't you ever stick by someone and he doesn't or she doesn't show you the respect you deserve.
Wow.
Because you are able differently or something. So for me, I don't think it's a challenge. And if someone shows up and he's like, you know, Ninah, and I happen to feel the same, why not? I'll just go with it. That's me. Or
So
that's
Ninah, I have something I want you to tell me. This means a lot to me. Ninah, do you feel that people with special needs, like yourself, do you think you should live a full life? As in, go to school, be born, go to school, play with the other children, learn with the other people, all the stages in life, get married, bear children, have a family, a functioning family for that matter.
Yes.
You think it's possible? Do
Very
you advocate
much.
for that?
Wow. Yes. Why not?
Are you looking forward to doing that yourself?
Definitely.
To raising a family?
Definitely.
Ninah, how many children do you want?
Me? 3, like my mom.
Goodness. This girl is tough. This girl, someone is something else. Wow.
Yeah?
So you think the guys out there are not scared, should not be scared, should not be scared of your condition?
If one is scared, then sorry
They
to
should
say
go away.
this, but that's a coward. If you judge someone by their being or something like that.
Do they approach you?
Yes, they do.
Can you look at that camera and say yes, they do?
Yes,
Do they approach
do.
you?
I mean, she's beautiful.
I love this.
She has
I
a nice
love
spirit.
this. I love this. And I truly admire that. Keep it up. That's a spirit that Auschidys is advocating for. Inclusivity, equity. You guys are going to live a full life. And nobody should look down upon you. And all the opportunities must be availed to you. Having said that, I'm going to ask you another question.
But before you go there,
yes.
she didn't tell us if she's dating or not. Maybe for now.
Oh!
I hope you're not, I'm not pushing you too hard.
No, it's okay. For now, I'm not.
For now, you're not.
I'm not.
You have to concentrate on your studies.
Okay, I've had so much going on. And I don't think it's the right place right now to do that, because there's no need to put someone there and to just feel like he's about, you know.
Yes.
When I'm ready for that, definitely I'll not hide that.
Oh, that's
Maybe you come back to the show.
Yeah.
Maybe you come back to the show and announce.
And I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's time for everything.
Yeah.
There's time to go to school. There's time to probably concentrate on your career or your work. There's time to date. There's time to get married. There's time to, and I like that. I like the way you have prioritized things. Keep it up. When the right time comes, you'll get that person.
You do things.
And you'll be happy.
Great,
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask about, I know that there's a department in this country that identifies persons living with disability, and I'm sure that the government has some allocations for persons with disability. I know that probably you're getting, there are snippets that the government gives. Would you share with us maybe if some of you are being given some snippets every month, and how much could that be? Is it enough?
Okay, our government is trying so much, and according to the population we have so far, and according to Kenya is still a growing country.
Yes.
So far so good, because at the end of every month they do give us 2,000 shillings, and I believe they can do better as time
Only?
goes by. Yes. Okay. When you look at it, you say that it doesn't pay much or it doesn't do much, but you know, when you think about where Kenya is from and
Yes.
where we are heading, it's a step.
Yes.
And we're taking a step at a time. We are hoping for the best.
So you think there is a need for them to expand?
Yeah, there's definitely need.
Is it enough for therapy?
No.
How
Okay,
much does therapy cost?
Okay, it depends, but you know, if you go to a private hospital, it's 1,500 per session.
1,500.
So you tell me you can't go for in a month once for therapy,
How many times? Minimum. How many times?
because most probably personally I go in a week twice, so that's 3,000 in a week. And you can imagine if you go to a public hospital,
Yes.
if you are registered with the National Council for Persons with Disability, you might get the services at a cheaper price,
Okay.
but not that cheap. You'll find that it's 500, so it's still not enough.
You've mentioned the card, called the National Council Disability Card. How easy is it for a person to get it?
Well, it's difficult.
How many hours does it take for you to qualify to get it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Because
Why?
not everyone is lucky, I guess.
No. Don't use the word lucky here. It's an issue of luck.
And why should it be that hard to get a card?
I don't know. Actually, I was thinking, if people are able to get their identity cards so fast,
Yeah.
why can't we get our own identification so fast?
Is that right? Why should it take
Maureen,
years?
can you allow
What do you
Ninah?
need?
Please allow Ninah to look at that camera.
Yes, please.
Tell them about the card, what you need to be done.
Yeah.
Somebody out there will watch this.
So basically, I just want us to be able to access our National Council for Persons with Disability cards as early as possible, because it helps us a lot. And if people out there can get their identity cards and birth certificates so fast, if a child is born and you realize the child is blind immediately, why can't you just organize and the child gets the card as soon as they leave the hospital? Or if the child is born and you realize the child cannot cry, most definitely the child will not be able to talk in future. So why can't you just give them the card and let them walk out with it? You know, it's part of us. It's part of our identification. and it's part of our living. I can say that too. So we need that. We need that, and it should definitely be put as part of our necessities.
Wow. Well said. Well said. And Mr. Martin, if you allow me to just go back to what we were discussing about the you call it the money that they get every month.
The stipends.
Yes. Again, if you can, for me, and I like her courage, I like her intelligence,
Yes.
and the way she's able to understand that. For
Yes.
sure, as Kenya,
Yes.
we are a growing country, a developing country, so we are not yet there.
Yes.
Because for me, 2,000 shillings is little. But again, it's better to have the half bread than not having it
Yes.
at all.
Yes.
My plea to us is this, Ninah. This is my thinking, yeah? If we can also be so fast in paying our taxes as Kenyan citizens, Mr. Martin, if we can be able to pay our taxes,
Yes.
then I think we can empower the government. Because I think the government uses the taxes to do such programs. But if now carry us to, push us
Yes.
to pay our taxes, really,
Well,
how
I
will
think-
people like Ninah
I think
benefit from this?
that's an extremely important point that you brought out, and this is a call for all of us,
All of us.
as Kenyans, as citizens of this country.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying what needs to be said. The government needs to get its revenue from us by paying our taxes, and our taxes revolve and come back to help us, and especially the needy and vulnerable community, like Ninah's community, persons living with disability. And so it's a call, it's that every citizen should take as a responsibility to pay taxes. So that when Ninah comes here to say 2,000 is little, then she gives us power to push for increment. But if we were to push and then the government says you are not paying taxes, how do we expect the government anyway to get that? So I think, again, I'll use the same term I said, it's
Societal
responsibility.
All of
Yes,
us.
yes.
All of us. None
All of us.
excluded.
Yes.
But
Because,
again,
because I allow me to say this.
yeah, sure.
And I think Ninah here you will I'll need your view on what I'm about to say. But I feel when a madman dances in town, in the market, it's a lot of fun to everyone except his family. Is that not it?
It is.
Except his family. So some of us who have been privileged to have persons living with disability in our families, we understand what they go through, we understand what they must do, what is not an option for them. And so at this point, I would even push Maureen and request the government through this channel, whoever is listening to us, the policymakers, if they would open up the NHIF and make it free and accessible, because it's not luxury to be on a wheelchair. Tell them Ninah is
Yeah,
not.
it's not luxury.
It's not. Yeah, it's not
And
fun.
to be honest, the things you can do, most probably I can't. So if I'm out there without my papers, or I'm with my papers without a job opportunity, I won't be able to make a living. And if I have a way to make that living, maybe it's by going to buy clothes in their company coming to sell. I'll not be able to do that. So you see, we need a way for us to make our lives better.
Yes, for sure.
So if at least they can make the NHIF free for us, so that we can access our health facilities for free, it will be better. Because you can't tell me that I'm sick, I
Yes.
can't work,
Yes.
and you expect me to go to the hospital,
Yes.
and they'll definitely tell me they need money.
Yes.
Where will I get that money from? If my country doesn't show up for me, who will show up for me? You see? So I really emphasize on so much. And also, I was reading this novel by Nick. This guy was born without,
Yeah, the limbs. Yeah.
yeah, and he said, my unique challenge has brought me unique opportunities. So if you don't bring me that card to show me like Ninah is disabled, how can I be able to show you that yes, I'm uniquely challenged.
Mm-hmm.
And how will you be able to say she's uniquely challenged, so I have to give her a unique opportunity? You see?
Yeah.
So if I don't have something to show my disability or something to push me out there to show that she's disabled and she deserves better, then no one will show up for me. The opportunity will not present itself.
Sure. Yeah. And maybe before we cross to the other item, you remember my call was for all of us to pay taxes. But then something crossed my mind. At times I think we may be blaming the citizens so much, and probably with Martin and Ninah, maybe people are scared that the money is being embezzled. You know, money being used for things that you think for other purposes.
Looting and all.
Yes, looting and all that. So at times you feel like, why should I even pay?
And we have seen it.
Why should I pay? This money is going to be eaten by someone. All of it.
Yes.
So again, it's also a call. Maybe Mr. Martin can do that for us. Maybe it's a call also to the government to put some, strict measures.
Strict measures.
Yes.
Thank you for that opportunity. And I'll say this. Now, first start by congratulating the government. You've done well, and we are proud of what you've done as a government. But there's still room for you to do much more. Like my colleague is saying, transparency for the citizens will encourage us and feel like we are doing an obligation by paying the taxes.
Yes.
If only our money will be well utilized. If we will see what we are paying for. So at this point, I also wish to say that maybe the government needs to tighten a bit of
the bones a little bit.
So that if they find somebody who has been entrusted with an office embezzling funds, maybe we can go punitive. I don't know. As citizens, we agree that if there's evidence that you've been embezzling funds, because if you embezzle funds, you'll be trusted with an opportunity, and you embezzle funds, what happens is you're killing other Kenyans because they've got nowhere they get their food from. So maybe we need to sit down as a community and agree that if Maureen, there's evidence that they trusted you with this office and you looted and messed everything, then we can take a ground like Uhuru Park on a Friday. Then at noon we parade you there and pump some few bullets inside you. Then you leave the country. You leave the country, and then we'd rather get rid of one and then we spare 10. What do you think? Because if one person takes everything, and now millions of people have to suffer.
Nowadays, if the government has no enough resources, how will they be able now to have these kind of programs like for Ninah? They need the money, they need the NHI for free medical cover. So really, I think we need to do something, all of us.
And even not the punitive really, but also we need to take a personal responsibility. I always say this, Maureen, I always say that when we find ourselves in offices, we were not the best. It was a privilege. We were given a privilege to serve and to get paid for. Why don't you get satisfied with whatever you agreed, you signed against a contract? Why go ahead and embezzle funds? Because when you do that, you're killing millions of lives effectively. In cases like this, and not every parent, not every person like Ninah is privileged to. Maybe Ninah, you're privileged to have your parents are taking care of you. But out there are others who need a wheelchair and they don't have a wheelchair. And they can never afford a wheelchair. And I also feel the wheelchair should be free of charge. And I think some of these things, these aids, you call them aids, they should be given to whoever qualifies for free.
It's like when you're born, and maybe you were born and then you're asked, now, Mama Maureen, you can't go with Maureen until you pay for her legs. It's like that.
No.
So it's you have to leave your baby here until you pay for the legs that we help you deliver.
So traumatizing. So traumatizing.
It's something like that. And you see, it doesn't make sense. That's denying someone what he or she is capable of. Like some things are made from metal. You can't deny me a piece of metal. That's simply helping me to move around. So some things should simply be given for free. They are imported for free, so they should be given for free.
So we're about to end up. And maybe before I move this to Sanitary, maybe probably you forgot to mention how far you've gone with your school. Then now we can try to wind up from primary to you're at right now.
Joining university next year in January. Hopefully I'll be taken in. I submitted my papers and I'm still waiting.
Wow.
So far so good. God has been faithful and I'm continuing with my studies and I hope and pray for the best.
Okay, so you are able to complete your own level successfully?
Yeah.
Did you do any course after Form 4?
Yeah, I finished my Form 4 and did a simple course in activism technical actually. We did ICPL and so far so good. So I'm waiting to go to the next level in January. Yeah.
So
Thank you.
which university are you looking at? If it's okay for you to mention, I don't know. Maybe they're watching.
I'm waiting for the Machakos University.
Wow,
actually.
Machakos University.
Well, that's why you're in Machakos.
That's why I'm actually in Machakos,
Okay.
and that's where we crossed paths actually.
Oh,
We were coming
Somewhere
from there,
there, somewhere
and I
there.
was coming from there.
Oh, I didn't know. We just met
We
somewhere.
just met
Wow.
somewhere there.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll give you
Yeah,
a
I'm sure. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
amazing people, amazing
They're amazing
organization, and I'm sure they'll consider
And
you
the school is so accommodative. That's why
Wow.
I'm praying so hard
to get a chance.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're listening.
So what I can simply say is, a bumblebee that didn't know it could fly. Actually, it doesn't know it can't fly, but it still tries.
Yes.
So even us, if we are given a chance, so many people think we can't do this, we can't do this, but we don't know that. They should just give us a chance and see if we can.
Great.
So
I love that.
I guess they should stop the stigmatizing and everything and just consider us as normal human beings.
Wow, I love your spirit.
Wow.
And I'm a big supporter of education.
That's
Right.
So
wonderful.
I'm so excited to know that you want to go to the
Yeah.
university. Best of luck. I'm wishing you all the best of luck. Mr. Martin.
Thank you.
What do I say? This is cool.
Was it what?
Thank you. Thank you for what you shared about education. I'm also with Auschidys. We advocate for skills and education for the able differently. And there is a program that we are in. Maureen, can I talk to the camera?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, our viewers, there is a program that we are running with Cheshire Disability Services and Auschidys Trust. It's called Work and Respect. We advocate for education and skills for the able differently. And this is a program that has been very successful. We have seen some of our children and our youth go through it. They get skills, they get employed, and others start up their businesses. We assist in that. It doesn't matter whether you come from a challenged background or a humble background that you cannot afford school fees. We can also look into that. So if you know anyone there who is in need of education, and I believe everyone is in need, and they are disabled and they are willing to go to school, please, I'm sure some numbers will run here. Contact us. We see if we can assist those children. We take between ages 20 or 18 upward, up to 35 thereabout. We will see if we can take them to our public vocational centers and technical schools and even universities, and they do their degrees or their certificates or their masters and so on and so forth, and get skills. We want them to be employable, Maureen. We want them to earn their own money. I'm sure when Ninah is seated here, she'll tell you for free that money given to her is different from money she earns. She does bid work. So if she sells a mat, tell us which one is sweet.
Definitely it's sweet to enjoy
Your own money. So
you don't feel indebted to anyone.
exactly. So I think Maureen, they need opportunities. But they need empathy more than sympathy.
Yeah.
Actually, you guys do need sympathy, really. Yeah. Let's open up our spaces, give them an opportunity, and they'll prove themselves. I believe in you.
Thank you.
Well said. And before you went up, Ninah, maybe you can tell us what you're doing. for yourself? Do you do any business now apart from study? Or I do maybe how do you want the people to support you?
Ninah does businesses,
Uh-huh.
and if people can contact me, then that will be promoting me because I'm literally jack of all trades.
Uh-huh.
I sell shoes. I
You sell
sell,
shoes?
yeah, I sell.
Why did you bring some? Our viewers would have seen, but
I sell shoes. I sell debates, household materials, and beadwork too.
Wow,
That's it.
nice. And now we need to end up our show. I don't know if you have anything to tell our viewers.
Yeah.
Please
To
go
my
on.
community, with people who are disabled out there, I need you to focus on the things you can do. Don't let what people say lower your spirit. As I said, a bumblebee doesn't know it can't fly. It just tries and tries every day. And that's what we should all do.
Wow, well said. Mr. Martin?
yeah,
Closing remarks?
my closing remarks is and I will address parents or caregivers who are blessed with persons or children living with special needs. Please don't lock them, expose them. They get an opportunity to learn, to get exposed, and to see things, and to see life and enjoy life. I mean, they're human beings, they've got all the feelings that you have. Stop locking them in your houses, get them out. And the community, I also want you to know that we have the special needs category within ourselves. So go out of your way and learn one or two things about disability so that when you see them, you know how to handle them. Otherwise, thank you so much and God so bless you.
Wow. Very nice words. So viewers, we are coming to the end of our show. Ninah, it has been an amazing experience having you around. You're full of wisdom. You're full of, life. It was so interesting having you around. Thank you so much for making time and being in the show. We are really privileged and honored. Thank you so much. Mr. Martin, thank you for allowing us to have this show. Of course, supported by Auschidys Trust. We are really, really grateful, and you are doing an amazing job. In this. So it's been nice, and viewers, you've heard this beautiful story from Ninah, from a beautiful lady, beautiful story from a beautiful girl. And Ninah's story is a story of hope.
Yes.
And I think Ninah is telling us we do not need to put ourselves.
No.
Isn't it? It's a story of hope, a beautiful story. So if you're out there with any kind of disability, you're able differently, please be encouraged. Ninah's story should encourage you. Look at her, jovial, beautiful, with a big smile. Really, I wish I could borrow your smile. I like it. So I told you from day one, with a beautiful smile.
Yes.
You can afford that smile. Please take things positively. Do not blame yourself. Ninah, but do you ever blame anything? Like if this didn't happen, blaming God, blaming yourself, blaming maybe the parents. Sorry, trust this, but this blame game.
This thing I usually say, and people find it funny. But you see, Maureen, the way you were born and you were walking, and you know yourself like that.
Yeah.
And right now, if someone tells you, Maureen, I'll take away your legs, you'd feel so devastated.
Yeah, sure.
So personally, I was born like this, and I wouldn't live my life any other way.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm so comfortable, and
Wow.
if right now someone comes and tells me, Ninah, you should walk, then I should feel devastated. I'm
Oh my
totally
goodness.
okay the way I am.
My goodness, Ninah. You're
You're the best.
such a strong girl.
That's
the
it.
So
Yes, yes.
I've
This is how you know life.
Wow.
Yes.
This is how she knows life.
I love
She's comfortable in her skin.
Yeah.
Comfortable in her
No
flesh.
pity.
No pity.
Mm.
Hey, guys. Ninah's story is one in a million. So get encouraged. Rise up. Go to school. Study hard. And we are, Auschidys Trust is championing for your rights,
Yes.
for equity.
Yes.
So they are saying that you need to be employed, be employable.
Yes.
They are saying you need to get good medical care. They are
Yes.
saying that you need to have a nice, conducive public spaces.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so be encouraged and rise up and dust yourself and do something with your life. I mean, just
Live
accept
life.
yourself. Yeah,
Live
live
life.
life like Ninah.
Yeah.
Have that smile,
Live life.
Have that smile and
Yeah, live life.
things will be good for you. Things will be better for you. Once you accept watching.
Bye. Kila mtu ako na drink yake?
Yeah.
Kila mtu ako na drink yake?
Cheers.
Yes. Hey, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
We cannot end this show without saying a very big thank you to the most beautiful hotel in Machakos County, the A&L Hotel. Thank you very much for hosting us.